Hi everyone, it's Latin Roses. Today's storytime video is brought to you in part by my dogs, Luke and Scout. Please note that I'm filming this story in broad daylight because I don't want to have nightmares later. So I am sacrificing a good night's sleep to share my story with all of you. But you guys are worth it, so you're welcome. Okay, so people that went to school with me and my good friends and family know that I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. I'm actually, like Taylor Swift fans are called Swifties, Michael Jackson fans are called moonwalkers. I'm a total moonwalker, and I literally, when I was young, I could moonwalk like nobody's business, believe it or not. And so much so of a big fan that when I was in, high school, I was still in high school, my bedroom walls were covered wall to wall with Michael Jackson photos from magazines. I was such a well-known Michael Jackson fan at my school. A lot of people, a lot of kids would come up to me and hand me magazines or cut out pictures, and some of them were actually real photos. I don't know where they got them from, but they said, "Here, I thought about you when I saw this," and I didn't even know these kids. They were strangers, but I just had that reputation for being such a big Michael Jackson fan. And they said, "I don't really even know you, but I thought about you. I know you're a big fan, and I have some games magazines full of Michael Jackson pictures. I thought you might want it." So I thought that was really cool. It was a really fun time in high school when I actually got a hold of a lot of Michael Jackson photos for free. And then my poor mom, she actually had to buy a lot because I asked for them. So I had a wall to wall, covered hundreds probably, photos of Michael Jackson, article about Michael Jackson. Huge fan. I was such a fan that I actually had, Michael Jackson was sporting back in the day the single white glove, sequence glove. I actually had two sequin gloves. One was a red and one was silver. And some of my high school friends still remember that, and they mentioned to me on Facebook. So yeah, I'm never gonna live that down, but I was proud of that. So it was a fun, good time for me. So fast forward to when Michael Jackson passed away. I've always remained a big Michael Jackson fan, a moonwalker. So when he passed away, I went out and got one of those commemorative posters of him. It was one of him in his Billie Jean outfit, the original one that he had, the high waters and the sparkly white socks, and it said, his name and from his date of birth to his date of death. And I had it in my bedroom. And then I noticed, I didn't make this connection right away, but I noticed, I think I had that poster up on my wall like about, 4 months. And I started noticing things, like every time I went into my room and I barely closed my eyes, I would see like little ugly evil faces. And so I started, just praying more, and it got to the point where I had a Bible next to my pillow, and I had a rosary under my pillow, and a picture of Jesus next to my bed. I mean, it was just like every once in a while. It wasn't every night, but I noticed some little different things. I didn't make the connection to the poster, and I would just see evil things when I would go to sleep, and I hadn't really experienced that too much before, ever, and so it was weird, but I didn't make the connection. I thought, oh my gosh, is my house haunted, or what's going on, or some kind of spirit connected to me? I just didn't understand what was happening. Then one night, I woke up. I don't know what woke me up, and I think it was around 3 a.m. And I saw this black figure, like a man, standing at the foot of my bed. And I was totally terrified. But at the same time, my kids were in the house, and I knew they were there. So I yelled to this figure. Kind of looked like, I don't know, I want to say Michael Jackson, but it was a man for sure, all dark, like just the outline of a man, completely dark shadow. And but it looked like not a shadow. It actually looked like a full form of a person. And I just yelled out, "What do you want?" And then it started walking around my bed towards me. I said, "Hey, what do you want?" And then it just went into the poster and disappeared. And I was like, oh my God, I know I wasn't hallucinating. I saw something. And then my kids woke up and I just started praying, and I was praying and I was praying. So the next morning, as soon as daylight came, I asked my middle son to come to my room, and I asked him, could you please take this poster down, roll it up, and put it in the recycle bin? And he said, sure, Mom. So he did it. And then later on, after the trash people took it away, then I told him what happened. And because I didn't want to scare him ahead of time, but I waited till that poster was out of the house and long gone. And ever since that poster's been gone, I haven't had any more experiences where I see evil things, or I don't see any kind of shadowy figures at the foot of my bed. Now, I don't know if that was Michael Jackson, but I know ever since I had that poster, I was having some kind of visitors coming around, and they weren't pleasant. And I'm still a huge Michael Jackson fan. I don't even know if that was Michael Jackson, but that poster was definitely haunted. And I've heard so many stories since he passed away that people have seen him in their homes, on their cars. They snap pictures. I think there's one on the web where a guy who wasn't even a fan, but right the day he died, there was a picture of Michael Jackson actually on his car, and I saw it, and it was really freaky. And I've seen some other footage, and I don't know if it's real or not, on YouTube, that people have had some visits. So I'm still a huge Michael Jackson fan, but I'm not really, I think I've outgrown having any kind of posters on the wall, and I don't want to relive that experience. So I don't think whatever that was trying to hurt me, because it could have tried, but it didn't. It went into that poster. I don't really know what that was. It was so weird, and it was so freaky. So if you guys have any encounters that you might have had since Michael Jackson passed, and you might maybe think it was ghost or some other kind of interesting ghost stories, please share them with me in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit like. If you want to stay in touch, subscribe. And as always, I wish you love, peace, and joy. Scout, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, you like to jump. Good night, everyone. Bye, Scout. Bye, Luke.